name is Mike Pfaff, and this is my YouTube channel, Living in the Illusion. And as usual, on our board here, we have our discussion from our last video. And we'll go through a slight review and then move on to a new topic. And there'll be some things that'll be interrelated between them. And so that's why the slight review. But I sat down here before I do a video, and I try to go in my mind all the things I want to talk about. And as I sit here in my studio, which is the living room of my two-bedroom apartment, there's a board, and I'm looking at it, and I usually add one or two things to it, which I did this time. So we're talking about the mind, a simple truth. What is the mind? And we divided that into two aspects, the conscious mind and the subconscious or unconscious mind. The conscious mind is related to the physical body in a lot of ways. So we relate the two together, and the conscious mind is what you know. Why? You don't know anything that's in the subconscious. It has many defenses to protect it because it holds your belief system. It holds what you have put into it as beliefs through your life experiences, and it does not change easily. And it's mental, it's non-physical. Now over here in the body, it always stays here in the illusion. It always stays here in the present moment. It is the non-physical, subconscious, inner, deep mind that dances and leaves the present moment and dances with the all or the infinite field of everything. Now keep that in mind because that'll come up in our next, the subject for today. The infinite field of everything and the mental subconscious mind that dances in that field. So as you leave the present moment, the body stays here. It always stays here. The body comes from inside of the egoic world, and it's stardust. That's its primary thing. All the basic needs to create a body come out of the egoic world. And when life force leaves, the body stays here. That's the way it is. Over here, the body, the things here in the conscious mind can be measured. You can measure them all. They all have measurable things, height and width and weight and color and all kinds of stuff. So you can measure them. But the measurements will give you no qualities. Now over here, the subconscious, the mental, non-physical, you can't measure it. Why? It's not physical. And so, but one thing it does have, it has quality. It has quality, or what's usually called qualia. Now over here, you have all kinds of measurements. All kinds of measurements. You put them all together, and it won't give you the qualities of the object that you are gathering information about, and quantities of information. Now, in the last video, I had down here 3.5 inches. You'll look it up in the description. from the last video. And I have 3.5 inches diameter by 3.7 height, and 16 inches, a 16th of an inch in wall thickness, and it's clear. Did anybody guess it was my teacup? I asked you, do you see this teacup? And of course you don't. You only see your unique interpretation from your perspective of this teacup. And you never see this teacup. So you have a lot of quantities of numbers and weights and everything. But the quantities, now I have a little description down here, so you're going to have to look down here of qualities of a ice cream cone. Qualities of an ice cream cone. And you can come up with how to make the ice cream, the formula, the weight, the temperatures, how cold you got to keep it, all kinds of stuff about ice cream. And the cone, you can check the thickness, how much it weighs, how soft or hard it is. You can do all of that kind of stuff. But it won't give you the qualities, the qualia of an ice cream cone. You cannot get what's called the thing in itself from all the quantities of numbers that you can accumulate. These are different. The qualities, the quantities over here through this section of the conscious mind, in materialism, and we know everything by the material. There's no material. And what you think of as material won't give you the thing in itself. Oh, there's much to talk about. And now we're going to go on and talk about our new subject right now. And this is our subject for today. And let me read it so that we all hear the same thing. Free will and willpower, it's an illusion. Oh, now won't this be an interesting topic? You can go on YouTube and on the internet, and you'll get a lot of information about free will, whether we have it, whether we don't. A lot of very luminous scientists and philosophers are talking about this. But the approach that we're going to talk about today is going to be different. So when we think about free will, we have a definition, and I'll put it up here. It's from AI, and it is this. Free will is the capacity of humans to make choices and decisions independent of any prior event or state of the universe. Well, that's what she says. And so if you think about free will, now we have up here the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. When you think about free will, if you could have free will, would you picture that it came from the conscious mind or the subconscious mind? Oh, an interesting question. In the subconscious mind, we don't know what goes on inside of there. The conscious mind is what we're aware of. So if we believe we can make free will choices, they come out of this, where we analyze the situation, look at our options, look at the things that we want, and then make a free will decision. Maybe. Over here, the subconscious mind, you don't know what's going on inside of there. You can't get in, and information that comes out is selected already. So you don't know what's going on in the subconscious mind. Maybe we do a little bit. So let's look at some of the things here. Now, basically, we're going to be talking about, we're going to lay a foundation and then come to a conclusion. Kind of like the scientific method. So right away, we already know free will, the definition, independent choices, no influence from the outside, from other events or from the universe. That's what AI says. Now, we also have another concept that we're going to talk about, which is important to this approach to recognizing free will is an illusion. And it is this. And I'll put it up here again. It's from AI. And here's the idea. Everything is interconnected. Everything is interconnected in the universe. Now, this comes from AI. So this is what she says. Now, you'll notice on here, there's a yes. Yes, everything is interconnected. But the yes is my yes. It's an interpretation of what she says. The concept of the interconnectedness of all things suggests that everything in the universe is related and influences each other. It implies that no individual or event exists in isolation, and that their true nature can only be understood within the context of their connectedness with everything else. So now we're beginning to build a foundation, recognizing the definition, accepted definition of free will, and also knowing everything in the cosmos is interconnected. So we're building a foundation here to look at why free will and willpower, which is associated with it, is an illusion. Now, the next thing is to recognize, and this is also new information for many, and so I want you to think about it. The subconscious mind. There's been a lot of studies. You might think about the Institute of Noetic Science has done a lot of work on this. Other people have, other universities, because it's kind of an easy thing to look at. That the subconscious mind makes the decisions. So here's what it says. Looking here at the overview in relationship, are decisions made by the subconscious mind before the conscious mind is aware? That's the question. And here's what AI says. Yes, a significant amount of research suggests that the subconscious mind makes decisions before the conscious mind is even aware of them. Now, we talked about this before, but you might have forgot it. And we indicated that the subconscious mind, between milliseconds and up to 10 or more seconds, makes a decision before the conscious mind is aware of it. Now, how do we know that? We know it by brain scans. We can tell by looking at the brain when the decision is made and when you're aware of it. And there's a difference. There's a difference between the two. So the decision that you think that you are making independently in the conscious mind has already been made in the subconscious. Boom, like that. But you're not aware of it because you don't know what's going on in here. That's why I said the subconscious mind, we might know a little bit about it, and we do because we can pick up information electronically through how brain function, through CAT scans and other things. So we know this very, very true, that the subconscious mind makes a decision milliseconds to 10 or more seconds before you're consciously aware of it. So you think you're making decisions. Oh, I make all of my decisions and I have free will. You don't make one of them without the support of the subconscious mind. Now, what is this getting us into? Because we're all the way down here. We're getting into the cosmic dance where everything is interconnected behind the egoic world. See, this is the egoic world. This is subconscious mind connected to the infinite field of everything. And it's all dancing together. Why? It's all interconnected. On this level, conscious in the egoic world, nothing is connected. Everything is separate. Nothing means anything because we're all separate. And now we have to look at this dance. I want you to think of this dance in relationship to the Hermetic third principle, Hermetic principles of self-mastery. And this is what it says up here, and I guess I will put it up there. Vibration. Nothing rests. Everything moves. Everything vibrates. So now we are building our foundation. We're down to here, recognizing that this dance in the infinite field of everything. If you want, you can think about it as a spider's web, a three-dimensional spider's web that is the matrix of everything. And in this matrix, every time a strand of the web crosses another strand, it's a node. A node, and that's what you are. You're a node in this three-dimensional spider's web. And everything is interconnected in that matrix through those strands of the web. And so everything is balanced and interconnected. And when you want to move, your strands vibrate as you move, and other strands at other nodes move to keep the dance in balance and keep going. There is nothing independent. Everything is interrelated. And your free will decision that you're making, or you think you're making, is actually made by the subconscious mind. And then your conscious mind and your ego will rationalize why that decision was needed and important and was free will on your behalf. It was your free will decision. And you will believe, oh, I made a free will decision. None of your decisions are free will. That's not your experience in the illusion. Now, why do I mean that? Well, from birth, you're controlled by parents, by them telling you what to do, pick up your blocks, it's time to eat. That you're controlled. And then when you get older, you got to go to school, and you're controlled. I don't want to go to school. Well, you got to go to school. Why do I have to go to school? I got free will. No, okay, I decided I want to go to school. Okay. Then what you think is a free will choice is a rationalization to justify you saying it's a free will choice. Everything is interconnected. Now, you don't have to go, no, okay. So why do we have to do that? Because behind the illusion, everything is interconnected and one system. It's oneness altogether. It's only in the illusion of the egoic world that everything is so separate. Chairs and people and everything. Nothing is what you think it is. So behind the illusion, in order to get to the illusion, you have to sacrifice oneness. So let's look at A Course in Miracles and see what it has to say. And this is what it says. The world you see is based on sacrifice of oneness. It is a picture of complete disunity and total lack of joining. That's what the egoic world is. And you can make no free will choices in that world. And it is not your experience that you can make free will choices. You can't even drive your car across the street, open up a bank account without having some influences within the society, within the culture, within your belief system. Everything is interconnected. So free will is an illusion. Free will is helpful in the illusion because it makes you think you have choices. And your choices are already made, and your subconscious mind knows it and knows what choice you need to make at this level, at the conscious level, in order to satisfy this interconnection of everything. Pilgrim, there is no free will. Now, you can rationalize all you want. There are other approaches, and they'll allow you to rationalize and say, oh, I got free will, I got this and that. This isn't technical. This doesn't take a lot of science. This is just your experience. And what's your experience? You don't have free will. Oh, but I want it. I want to believe I do. Okay. Your ego will help you do that. Your ego will keep you stuck in this belief. Because as you are stuck in the belief, your ego lives. Oh, the illusion is so magnificent and it's so captivating. You'll never see it until little bit by little bit, things begin to fragment. And as they do, the illusion dissolves and slips away. And behind that, you recapture the oneness that you sacrificed to be here in the illusion. Be good to yourself. And we'll see you next time, right here in the illusion.